Alright, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. So we've talked about this a little bit, distribution. What you're doing is you're taking that monomial, whatever is outside of your parentheses, and you're multiplying each of those terms by that 2x squared times y. So what you really need to do is just use the skills that you've already learned in the previous lessons and just add the exponents of the bases of the variables. So for example, so you've got 2 times 8, we're just going to make that, or 2 times 4 is 8, sorry. X squared times x to the 4th is x to the 6th, and then you've got y. Then we do the same thing. We're going to take your outside monomial and multiply it by xy cubed. So you're going to get 2 x to the 3rd, y to the 4th. And last but not least, you'll have 14 x squared y to the 2nd power. Okay. So you're just using distributive property. So again, with that second one, on the you try, if you'd like, pause this video, try that problem out, and then start it back up. Okay, so we're going to go 3 times 2 is 6. A's, we have 1, and then 4 more makes 5. Next you've got 3 times 5, which is 15. A times a squared is a to the 3rd, and you're done with that term. Then 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. We tack on that a. Alright, and then we've got your next one. This is just taking what we just talked about on the earlier slide and doing this twice. So we're taking our 6 and you're going to multiply each of those terms by 6. Then you're going to have 12 x squared plus 30x. The next one will be negative 10 x squared minus 22x. From here, we notice that we have to combine like terms. So we're taking again another skill that we learned in a previous lesson. We're going to take that 12 and that negative 10 and add it together. So you're going to have 2x squared left. Then you're going to take that 30x and negative 22x and have positive 8x. Alright, try the next one. Pause the video and then turn it back on when you're ready to hear the answer. Okay, so you're going to take your 3a and multiply it by each of those terms in the first parentheses. So you're going to have 15a cubed, then 3a times 7a is 21a squared. Then you're going to have minus 16a cubed minus 16a squared. Again, you're going to combine like terms. So the a cubed becomes negative a to the 3rd power. Your next is 21a squared minus 16a squared. So when we subtract those two, we end up with positive 5a squared. Okay. So sometimes you're going to have an equal sign in between two sets of parentheses. So all you're going to do again is just do what you've done before. You're going to take and distribute the number or the letter and then go about solving for x. So take the 2 and multiply it by 3x to get 6x. The 2 times 7, 14. Then we're just going to write that minus x after the 14. Go the other side of the equal sign and again take 4 and multiply it by x to get 4x. 4 times 3, you get 12. On the left-hand side, you're going to combine like terms. So 6x minus x is 5x. You're going to write the plus 14 equals 4x plus 12. So just rewriting. Now you've got a two-step equation. You've got to bring the x's all to one side. So always bringing the smaller x to the other x, or adding a negative. Whatever makes it easier. So now you're going to have x plus 14 equals 12. Subtract 14 from each side, and we end up with x is equal to negative 2. Okay, here's another one. So if you'd like, you can always try this problem by yourself. You can pause the video and come back to it, or you can just listen to my explanation now. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to go and take y and multiply by y, you get y squared. Then y times negative 12y. Then you've got another y squared plus 2y plus 25, and then we're going to do the right hand side. So everything that's in that box we're now going to simplify. So we're going to have 2y squared plus 10y minus 15. Okay. Left hand side, we're going to take anything that is the same and add it together. So y squared plus y squared is 2y squared. Okay. We've got negative 12y, positive 12, or 2y. So that makes negative 10y. Then we just got that plus 25 that we tack on the end. I'm going to rewrite everything that's on the right hand side exactly as it is. And then I stop and I look. And I say, oh, alright, we've got 2y on one side and another 2y on the other side. So what we needed to do is we just need to subtract 2y squared from each side. That cancels that out. So now what you're left with is negative 10y plus 25 equals 10y minus 15. Okay. So then we say, alright, I want to add this 10y to the positive 10y. So I'll get 25 equals 20y minus 15. I'm then going to add 15 to each side. I'm going to get 20y equals, so that ends up being how much? So we've got 10, we got 340, and then we divide each side by 20. So yep, y equals 2. It may have seemed like a very long process, but then in the end it's just combining like terms like we've been doing and using our solving skills from other chapters. Last problem. So I've given you two scenarios. One where Jack is giving an explanation on how to solve this particular problem, and then Joe. What I need you guys to do is just pause the video for a minute, look at how they solved each of these problems, and then see who's right and who's wrong. Where did they make a mistake, if they made a mistake at all. Okay, so first of all, we just want to make sure that whenever they rewrite the problem, that they rewrite it correctly. So you've got here 5a minus 6b minus 2a plus 5b. And then again on the other side, looks like they've written their problem correctly. Next step is, remember when we're subtracting something, it's the same thing as adding the negative? Well, when we write out this second piece, we should have minus that 2a and then a minus 5b if we're going to add in the middle. So Jack's checks out. So let's check out Jill's. So she left the first set of parentheses the same way. But, oh, wait a minute. When we go back over here, Jack didn't keep that 5a the same as in the original problem. So he actually did do an error. And his error was when he rewrote. Okay? And he also, if I erase some of this, he took that first set of parentheses and he rewrote everything to be negative, and he wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, we've got this negative 5a and then positive 6. It's different. So Jill did okay with that first one, but the second one, she didn't take that 5b and make it negative b. So negative 5b. So those are the errors that could happen as you're going along and solving these problems. Please let me know if you have any questions about these particular equations.